Welcome to Yin 1C, open heart and hips. Begin your breathing and place your hands behind you, rolling the shoulders. In and out through the nose, big belly breaths as you soften the shoulders, neck, and upper back into a gentle back bend. And feel the air fill the rib cage, the belly, the spine. Feel the light on your face. And soften out and think about your best cross-legged hip opening position. Leaning forward in cross-leg or finding double pigeon if your hips are open. Find the weight of the upper body stacked over the sits bones. And then begin to lean your heart forward until you find a gratifying stretch in the back of the hips. And once you feel that you're at about a 5, no more than a 7 out of 10, just find a little wiggle and deepen the breath. Placing the hands in prayer position and resting the forehead on the thumbs is a comfortable place to let your head rest while bringing the body weight forward to deepen the stretch. That is only if you need to deepen the stretch. If you feel your breath begins to tighten, remind the body back into a softer position so the breath can flow. Any wiggles that come naturally to allow the body to open more, to rid the body of tension and tightness, is exactly what you should do. Keep feeling the belly move the breath, soft and expansive on the inhales, tonified and connected on the exhales. Feeling the hips reach back a little more as you deepen into the stretch, lengthening the heart forward if your body is opening. Remember, there is no pressure to deepen. It is just listening and responding to the body's requests. Feel the next inhale a little more powerful. And the next exhale, a sigh of relief. Just letting everything go. Trying to remember to not hold on to tension when you're opening the hips is a challenge. This is an emotional, mental, and physical challenge. As we let go of the tension in the hips and exhale it out, we are letting go of mental, emotional tension as well as physical. Placing the hands on the earth in front of you, rocking side to side, enjoying any space you've created in this position, thinking of the spine lengthening from the top of the head to the tail. Begin to lean back and transition to stack the knees over top of one another into cow face. Ideally, placing the knees over one another and the feet forward in line with the knees rather than back by the hips, trying to find the weight evenly on both hips. Shifting the weight side to side, feeling that light hip become heavier. And if this is your place, stay. And if you need more, begin to lean forward. Take your time, breathe, and surrender. Perhaps eventually getting the forehead to the knees or the chin, but try not to make it a goal. Know that is a place you can rest your head eventually as the hips open. Rocking side to side, whether you're sitting upright or leaning forward, will help you explore the hips. Try to feel the jaw is soft, space between the back teeth. The air moving through the body helps to soften all the face and neck muscles, and the tension residing in your hips does not get trapped in your face. Always reminding yourself to be in a position that is gentle enough that you may allow the breath to move freely and allow your mind to concentrate more on your breathing than your discomfort. Going back to your mantra, I am here to breathe. I am here to breathe. It is important to remember that Yin Yoga is, in fact, an active practice. It is an active meditation. It is bringing the body to a gentle edge, to a compassionate edge physically and emotionally. Your continuous commitment and focus on breath will allow you to soften the mind and the body. We are now transitioning out of cow face, but take it at your own pace. Leaning back away from the knee joints will allow the legs to come out of the position more gently. And you're going to find your cross-legged position with the other leg either in front or on top. Find the most beneficial position for you, and don't be committed to having the same position on both sides if the body feels differently. Feel that grounding in both hips and the spine lengthening from tail to head to allow the hips to open. It is with your breathing and your chosen focus on a peaceful mindset that not only helps you become more comfortable in an uncomfortable position in the body, but also in life. So as we face the discomfort, the resistance in the body, and we are able to meet it with curiosity, with friendliness, we are also strengthening our ability to manage discomfort and fear in life. The body moves away from sensation out of fear that you might go too far. But we know that we're taking it slowly, that we're being mindful, and we are teaching the mind-body-soul connection to trust one another and to work in harmony rather than against each other. So while in this discomfort, we're creating change. We're meeting the challenge. We are breathing. In this practice, the body's voice is heard. It tells you more distinctly when to move, when to find stillness, when to deepen, and when to back up. Those communications are so valuable. Time now to transition to cow face, stacking the knees on top of one another, aligning the feet with the knees. And remember, your knees may not stack directly on top. It's okay if the top knee is pointing more upright towards your face and chest. But wherever you are, you're just finding the place where both hips have an opportunity to sink down towards the floor. Sit on a blanket or a pillow if it makes the position more accessible. Know that the goal is to feel this in the hips. Begin to notice tension in the mouth, throat, or jaw, and try to relieve it, experimenting with stretching the jaw, rolling the tongue, and just notice the curious connection between feeling tension in your hips and that discomfort perhaps transferring and building up in other areas. Those secondary areas of tension are something you can immediately relax once you pay attention. Try to remind yourself that the discomfort and resistance in life and on the mat is exactly the raw material we need to transmute into the positive energy and sensations that we are looking for. So they are not in fact negative, but the lessons and the energy source of the positive outcomes that we desire. Begin now to think about moving out of this position into your transition to down dog. Just placing the hands on the mat, gently unwinding the legs and stepping the feet back. Spread the palms, pedal the feet, feel blood flowing through the legs, the hips, the spine. Bringing the body weight forward now, stepping one foot in line with the hands for your low lizard lunge. At first, try to hug the front knee in towards the body, pointing straight forward. The back heel reaches back, knee stays off the ground if possible, creating a delicious hip flexor stretch and a lot of energy running from heel to head. Now lower the back knee and untuck your toes. Feel as your heart reaches forward and the hips draw forward. The back leg is creeping back to take any slack out of the line. And then allow your toes and knees to turn out, your hands to turn out. So now you're rotating the femur in the hip socket and rocking side to side, just discovering the inside of your hip. Stretching the posterior joint capsule, the hamstring, and the hip flexor of the back leg. This rocking side to side should alleviate some tension and allow you to visit more intense places for moments without staying so long. If coming to the elbows serves your body, please do so, but not if it feels stressful. You always know how to make that decision based on your breathing. If going too deep into a posture tightens your breath, then just bring your body back into a more comfortable, moderate position. It is always more beneficial to be less deep and be able to hold the posture peacefully for a longer duration, then go into such depth and intensity that you're motivated to leave the position. Try opening the heart and perhaps bending the back knee, reaching for the foot. If in trying your foot is not in reach, just stay in your lizard lunge. If you do have your foot in your hand, try rolling the spine down towards the floor and then heart up and open, noticing how the thigh bone is rolling across the flesh, stretching the quadricep and hip flexor in a different way as you move through this position. Again, this is an opportunity to experiment. Any variation that your intuition guides you to is encouraged and will certainly benefit you. I always love to remind you guys that I make suggestions, but you make decisions. Let that front knee open, inner edge of the foot lifting off the ground. And then bring your foot back in towards the center, sitting your hips back, flexing the pinky toes back towards your chest, lengthening the hamstring, allowing some fresh blood to rush through those joints, and then bending the knee deeply again, placing the hands on the top of the thigh close to the knee, drawing the hips forward, and lifting the belly muscles up and the heart slightly up. Try not to dump into your back, but keep integrity in the belly muscles and the glute so that you can feel that you are lifting up and out of your pelvis, not just sinking into the lower back. This should be a deep stretch for your hip flexor of the back leg, so the front of the thigh and the hip crease and up into the belly is lengthening without pressure in the lower back. Keep driving the hips and knee forward, lifting the belly and heart up, keeping the back glute engaged. Reach your arm up to the sky and adding a side bend. So whichever leg is back behind you, that arm is up and over in a side bend, creating a long line from fingertips to knee. Perhaps going deeper into a back bend if your body is opened. And then coming to a hands and knees position, resetting the body a bit, preparing for the other side. Stretching back into a down dog, resetting, lengthening the spine, the legs, settling the feet and hands. Bring the body forward into a plank position, bringing your opposite foot forward now in line with your hands. Wiggling the back leg back until you can't anymore, drawing the heart forward, hugging the front knee in towards the arms, trying to open the front hip crease. Keep the energy running from heel all the way to heart, creating a lot of length. And then rest the back knee, untuck the toes. Allow your front toes to turn out, thigh bone to rotate externally, and hands to come out to about 11 and 1 o'clock, easing the pressure in your wrists. Sway the hips and body from side to side, enjoying the deep and soft belly breath, the firm and taut exhales. Know that you can come down to your elbows at any time if you're craving deeper sensation. Sending some love to those hips, allowing the tension to leave the body with every exhale. Thinking about bending the back knee now. Turn the heart open and reach opposite hand for foot. If you're able to grab it, beautiful. If you're not, just as beautiful. Coming back into the low lizard lunge. If you do have your foot, try rotating the spine again, heart up to the sky. And then heart back down towards the earth, bringing your shoulder towards your knee. As you open, you may experiment with allowing the front knee to tip open the inner edge of the foot to lift off the ground. And feel a deeper, more powerful stretch in the hip flexor of the back leg as you rotate the heart down. Gently release the back foot. Slowly transitioning out of your lizard lunge. Lengthening the front foot and leg, toes to nose. Hips reach back, heart reaches forward, allowing blood to rush through the leg and hip, lengthening through the hamstring, as if your leg bone is pulling back through your butt. And then drawing the knee forward, placing both hands on the thigh close to the knee. Remember to draw the belly muscles up, feeling the opening in the hip flexor and quad without stressing the lower back. The back bend should be gentle, subtle, and lifting up as much as lengthening back. As those belly muscles actively draw up, feel also the glute is engaged to keep space in the lower back as you lift the arm up and the heart up, opening through the whole front line of the body, and then adding a soft side bend, deepening further that stretch. Keeping your balance means keeping tautness in the position, so keep driving the knee and hips forward even as you slowly let the arm lengthen back down. See if the back bend becomes more available, continuing to lift the belly muscles up, even pulling the flesh of the belly up with the hand. Coming back out of your back bend, smoothly transitioning to down dog in your own time. Feel the hands connect fully with the earth, the heels stretch down, the sits bones feel as though they're lifting. Create a resetting mindset in this posture. Letting the hips drop down now, rolling the shoulders back, feeling the length in the upper body, and then sinking down into the shoulder joints for seal pose. Opening the joint capsule of the shoulder, restoring the curve in the lumbar spine. Just melting in with strong arms and soft everything else. If you crave a sensation in a different place in the spine, see what it brings if your hands move more forward, but then again allow the arm bones to press back through relaxed shoulders. This should create a sensation in a different place in the spine. You may allow the head and neck to soften down. And remember to experiment and continue the focus on breathing. I am here to breathe. I am here to breathe. I am here to pay attention and notice my body. Pay attention and notice the energy all around me. Bringing the hands more forward if you choose, an opportunity to experiment. Bringing elbows down on the ground if none of these positions seems to serve you today. Just continuing to tap in to earth, to the air. Trying again to remove tension from the jaw and mouth, opening and stretching. Good vibes, happy, gentle thoughts, and just recharging your battery with this breath and this tuning in. Allow the body to surrender all the way down to the ground, placing one hand on the earth with the bent elbow, the other arm stretched out. You're going to twist the spine, bringing the foot back behind you, using the bent arm to help propel and support the movement. This is meant to open and stretch the shoulder of the back arm. Feel that you are keeping the straight arm active, pawing the earth with your hand. The opposite arm may either stay on the ground, helping to support the twist, or reach back behind you, resting behind your waist. This should be a relatively passive position. The most active is the breath, and the second most is the stretching arm and shoulder staying active in order to stretch the muscles rather than the tendons in the shoulder. Finding a place you can settle into and continuing to breathe. Begin to initiate movement and slowly unwind out of your posture. Transitioning to the same stretch on the other side. Turning your head, resting your opposite ear on the floor, outstretching that arm, actively pressing the hand into the earth. Bend the other elbow, placing the hand close to the chest to facilitate the spine twist, reaching your top leg back. The hand in front of your chest may remain here. And if you feel the energy of the body is carried more effectively back into the twist, and into the shoulder opening, you may bring the hand back to rest behind your waist. Remind yourself that there is no particular goal other than breathing, reminding yourself to never force or become frustrated because you are always in the perfect place as long as you're feeling the sensation and the breath. Remember to transmute the difficulty, the resistance, into the higher levels of energy that you enjoy. We create that change simply through the breathing. We understand that in building heat and energy and awareness, we can take that tightness and that difficulty and create power, create ease, acceptance, love, all through the breath and through your intention. Begin to transition out of this position. Support, move keenly and in conjunction with your breathing to support the body. Rolling the pelvis back onto the earth, softening the shoulder that you were stretching. Press the hands into the earth, knees together, and round the spine, head towards knees, into turtle pose, a child's pose variation. We have completed the physical portion of this yin series. Know that yin is a challenging and advanced practice. Though the pace is slow, the intensity, the focus of breath, the mindset is challenging. You have met this challenge beautifully and gracefully. You have prepared your body and mind for Yin 1D cosmic meditation. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.